Hello and welcome along to another episode and a new season from this FM22 One Club story from Hemel Hempstead Town with me, Daniel. It's part 125 today and we are back to start season 15, and as the title gives away, we have got our first blockbuster transfer of the series. We've talked about getting in a big name player and a big money signing for a long time. Well, don't be disappointed. Our budget at the start of the summer was 77 million. We've spent 73 of it on one player. We'll meet them and a few other little signings in a moment. But if you're looking forward to this season, which starts with the European curtain raiser and a chance to win a new trophy, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. The Helsingborg save is up in the eye above. We're into our second season of that new save now. There's also links up there to the head coach, the Twitch channel, the football podcast and the merchandise store too. And you can support the show as a channel member by clicking the join button down below. But we have got an awful lot to get through here. Not least do we play PSG in the European Super Cup with a couple of annoying injury problems as well. But there is some big transfer news at this football club. And there's also been some very interesting job news, because if this were the head coach, we had been offered the Holy Grail. We got offered the job of the current English champions, the back-to-back English champions, Manchester United. They have lost their manager who retired, Esteno Valverde, and we were identified as the primary candidate to replace him. But we're going to go to the transfer news first because it's been a big summer here. But we have to go via one other bit of news as well. We've been talking about it for a long time. We've been waiting for it for 3 years. We have now got our new stadium. We are back in Hemel Hempstead for the first time in over a decade. We have got a 25,375 seater stadium. We've got state-of-the-art facilities. Our youth level has been upgraded again to the second best one. We are in a wonderful position. I could not be happier to have Champions League football for the first time to go with our new stadium in our own hometown. But let's start with transfer news, because this summer has been huge and it's for one player and one player only. You can see the name just above my head now, but we're going to start with the outs as normal, both from the end of last season and the start of this one. There is also the possibility still of Arthur Ndu going and being replaced. We're getting some big offers for him, and there are a few players unhappy, so we'll have to address that. It happens every transfer window. We'll go and have a look at those in a minute. For now, though, let's talk about the ones that have left this summer. Scott Egan was the first to go. He was pushing his way out. He is a homegrown player at the club, which is why we brought him back to start with. But look, he's not Champions League level. He wants football. I get it. 5 million quid for him to Burnley. A very solid pro. Has been an absolute star for us. And of course, don't forget, he holds the record league appearances at the club for this football team. So there is nothing bad to say about the lad. I understand his reasoning for going, but he's been a real important part of our squad, particularly in those Europa League runs. So we wish Scott Egan all the best. He will be playing in the Championship now. We've loaned out one of the youngsters to Blackpool and are moving into this year. Quite a few others have left too. Matthew Lindsay is the first of those. We said we wanted to upgrade the third choice keeper and get a top class centre half in. Well, we've ticked both of those boxes because Lindsay is on his bike. He goes to Palace for $250,000. I've actually made a profit and got a better keeper in his place. So I'm really pleased with that bit of business. We've let David Wilson on loan to Peterborough in League One. He just feels like he's ready to take the step now. He needs football. He needs the opportunity. You can see he got an assist on his debut for Posh. And I'm pretty convinced he's going to make a real impression there. So hopefully he has a good season and continues to develop. Jovan is the latest casualty from the first team squad though. He goes because we got in that star centre half. He goes to Club Brugge for £11.5 million. Not bad for a player that we signed for 2.4. The profits continue to rise. And to be fair, he only ever actually played 2 league games for us, something I didn't realise before. Most of his football came in the Cups and in the Europa League, where he did feature quite a few times in fairness. But a really solid player. Didn't kick on as we expected from the Wonder Kid, but maybe just didn't have that mentality. So he's gone to Club Brugge. Maybe we'll meet him in Europe in the future. Who knows? Then after that, it's just a procession of loans. I mean, the star ones, Ian Watts, he's gone off to Plymouth. Gareth Jones to Grimsby, following in the path of Stuart Parry from many years ago. We've got Toby Bliss going to Forest Green in League One. Hopefully a chance for him to shine. Declan Cottrell's played a few first team games. Jordan Mumford, the young keeper. There's loads of them. But a few little stars, and we'll hope that some of them can reach their peak, because we want to produce professional footballers, even if we don't produce world stars. What we've got, though, is 4 ins to this football club. One of them is a familiar name you already knew about, just joining the squad. One is a third choice keeper that we needed. One is a world superstar. And one of them is potentially a world superstar of the future. So let's go back to last year and start with both the smallest and arguably one of the most important transfers this summer. For 42,500, which for some reason the board are unhappy about, we've got Andrew Ralph from Aberdeen. Now, you can see he's just got core attributes that are slightly better across the board. He's also on £100 a week less than Lindsay was, and of course we got him for a fifth of the price. He was transfer listed as their number 2 that wouldn't sign a new deal. He comes in to be our number 3. The second one, though, is the big one of the summer. We have spent £73 million on the perfect centre-half for us. There was one player who I really wanted that was just well out of our league. Probably the best centre-half in the world is Scott Lane at Tottenham. I mention him every time we play them. I mean, he's just the superstar, but he wants 250 grand a week. Tottenham want 150 million. We can't afford it. And he wasn't really that interested in joining. But the next best thing is Ahmed Zarouk, because he's already a very good player and good enough to start for us. But he's got potential as well. Look at his age, look at his potential, look at his stats. Ahmed Zarouk, 73 million from Bayern Munich, a superstar. 19-year-old Tunisian centre-half, 3.5-star ability, 5-star potential, a wonder kid with a driven personality, 26 caps for his country already, only on 60 odd grand a week, already worth more than we got him for. Natural ball-playing defender who's good in the pass, brilliant tackling, brilliant heading, perfect determination and bravery, wonderful physically, he's 6'2", he's got the lot. He's played 31 games for Bayern Munich at 19. This kid is going to be a star. And it's not the fact that he could be a star, it's the fact he's already there and got a lot more potential too. He can also play competently at right back and left back should we have an injury crisis. And it just shows the strength of our squad. Kay Striker in January was our second starting centre-half. Now he's 4th choice. This is how far we're growing. And I really feel we're on the cusp of greatness now. Hopefully that man can be the one to tie us up at the back. But what do you think of him? Was he worth the wait or not? Let's move on to the new season and the other 2 that have come in. David Peebles, you already know about. He's been on loan for 2 years and he agreed to stay for a few million quid. 2-star ability now, 2.5 potential, because the standard of the squad has got better. But as a backup fullback, you know yourselves how hard it is to get quality fullbacks in this game. So to have one of each who's brilliant starting and then 2 solid deputies behind, I couldn't ask for much more. And let's be fair, off the bench in odd games, Jose is more likely to come on at both right and left back. So he's essentially 4th choice, which I'm happy with his standard. The last one though, a little bit of a weird one, just popped up in our scout reports. There was no real good reasoning for it, but when we were loaning David Wilson to Peterborough, this guy's name popped up at the same time. And it's Dean Arthur, who we've signed for £5 million, rising to 7. And I think it's the first time we've signed a youth player who could be a future superstar. Because Arthur is only 16 years of age. He's got 4 under-21 caps for England at 16. He only came through Peterborough's academy last season, played 6 times in the Championship, albeit after their relegation was confirmed. And just look at him for a 16-year-old centre-half. I don't think I've seen much better than that. The positioning's great, which is always my favourite attribute. Yes, his composure and his jumping reach needs a little improvement, but he can play right back again. He's a good centre-half. And at 16, if he reaches his potential of 4.5 stars, we might have a global superstar again. I'll be interested to see if you agree though, as we go and have a look at some of the other additions this summer. Mainly on the staffing front, because it's always important that you keep this side of the game developing, particularly bearing in mind that we've got a new stadium now, the facilities are top notch, you've got to keep the coaches up there too. So if we go down to the bottom, all the ones we've offered deals this year. Firstly, we've managed to get in a new goalkeeping coach in David Rogerson, who's brilliant, a new fitness coach in Chloe Edwards, who's brilliant. A couple of scouts have joined in a senior team. Stuart Harvey is one of those that came in 20 for judging potential. And we even got a new physio in Jacob Ayres, who's best in class for what he does. But that is the summer work we've done. Loads of the performance and recruitment analysts are new too, but it's just a point in proof that we are getting top class people across the whole football club. And as my advice has always been, never neglect this side of the game, because this is arguably more important than the playing side. With that done though and our shiny new stadium, we do need to mention a few negatives. Firstly, in the medical centre, just 2 days before this final, in fact 1 day before, it was yesterday, Mario Ricca twisted his ankle, he's out for 3 weeks, and Du's got the same injury, he's not back in time for this one, so we are missing our best player ahead of the big game. There are though the usual murmurings of unhappiness in the summer transfer window, either contractual demands, transfer demands, playing time demands. If we have a look at them here, we've got 2 players at the moment who are throwing their toys out the pram. Coronel had earlier in the window, but Liverpool ended their interest, so he's okay now. The 2 that we're really struggling with is Ndu and Torres. They both want new deals. Ndu probably will be sold, so won't be an issue. And Torres, I would offer a new deal to, but while he's wanted, his wage demands are silly. 200 grand a week he wants. Our highest paid player, pretty sure, is 76 grand a week. So how on earth can I justify offering 200 to a player who's probably going to be on the bench most of this year? The simple answer is, I can't. It's not a fair offer. He's asking for twice the amount of Mario Ricca. It's just ridiculous. So he's definitely not going to be getting that. For us though, there is a big game and a big opportunity today. Let's see where we're expected to finish in the Premier League, because that is going to be a bit of a factor this season. We saw the first season we were in the Europa League and we were using a bigger squad. We had a lot of players coming in and we had more fixture congestion. We did struggle to adapt in the league. We actually dropped down to 8th or 9th place, didn't we? This season, could it be the same with Champions League football for the first time? So I'm going to have to properly juggle the team, not do full rotations in midweek. So if we look at the season preview, we are expected to finish 6th. And that's sort of where I'm expecting to be honest. The traditional top 6 and us, you've got Southampton and Leicester too. We've got German Moreira in the media dream 11 now. He really is becoming a superstar. But let's go and focus on a chance to win a trophy. And if we win this, finish 6th and go out at, say, the last 8 of the Champions League, I would say it's been a great season. We just want to keep winning silverware. And this is a chance to do it in our first game of the year, albeit without our talisman up front. So let's get through the tactical meeting. Let's see the side we've picked for today. And it's got a familiar air about it, hasn't it? One superstar joins the lineup. Zaruk is straight in, with Jura and Striker having to make do with a place on the bench. I'm very close between Arlan and De Vita for this holding midfield role. De Vita at the age of 20, I think he is now, just about ready to step in. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on him, give him more opportunities this year. And of course, we are without Arthur Ndu and Mario Ricca, who both would have started today. But in goal, we've got John Moore, we've got Chauvin and Delgado, the fullbacks, and Hanifan, joined by his new partner and wonder kid Zaruk as centre-half. Arlan, Moreira, Coronel and Mailton, the midfield diamond. I've tried to adapt a couple of things tactically as well. No idea how it'll work. Moreira's our best player, so I've pushed him onto an attack duty. Want to get on the front foot and want to get 4 people supporting the counter-attacks rather than 3. Delgado going to sit a bit deeper, not in terms of his support duty, but in terms of some of his individual instructions. And I hope that that'll work out for us and not cost us defensively, because if it does, we'll just drop it straight back. Of course, with the injury to our star man, it is Torres and Ricketts up front with Mailton in behind. So let's hope these guys can make a big impression. It's a massive occasion for Hemel Hempstead Town. We're playing the Champions League winners PSG. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a fairly good side. Well, we weren't wrong. Luis Enrique's side filled with talent. Donnarumma's still in goal. De Ligt at centre-half with Alphonso Davies left-back. They've signed Federico Blanco from Southampton, one of the best number 10s in the world, and Erling Haaland from Liverpool, still only in his early 30s. The likes of Jadon Sancho on the bench, Vanderlei, who we've been linked with countless times, and Itua, who we've also been linked with once or twice as well. It's a very good side. It's going to be a closely fought match. But they're the Champions League champions. They will be the favourites. Let's see if we can cause a shock. Through the tunnel interview we go into the first half. Without our star man, can we deliver the goods? Well, we're back almost immediately from the kickoff, which suggests that we're going to have an early chance in this game. Moreira gets the ball to Delgado on the left. You can immediately see him trying to make that run forward there, the number 10 Moreira. That's going to make a big difference to us going forward. I just hope it doesn't harm us too much at the back, as Chauvin gets it on the right-hand side. PSG immediately pressing high into our half. Hanifan plays a 1-2 with him. Skipper tonight with Ricca out. Finds Torres, back to Chauvin. Over the top to Mailton, sorry. And Mailton in the first minute. Oh, what a legend. What an absolute star. He scored the winner in the Champions League final. He's been a revelation since he joined last January. And maybe I'm being unfair to call Zarouk our first blockbuster signing, because Mailton, I know he didn't have the price tag at 38 million, but surely he falls into that category. Big corner to the back post headed away, the perfect start. And it's the same man again. Mailton always delivers. And I don't know if that's offside, but I think he might have just got an assist as well. Torres taps it in. Was he on? VAR will double check it. If he's onside, it's possibly the best start to a game you'll see. He scored the last goal of last season in our biggest ever game in the Europa League final. And he scored and set up one in the first 15 minutes of the season in the European Super Cup final. That man is absolutely incredible. And we're blowing PSG away. And we've got a free kick with 10 minutes to the break. Either PSG are further behind in their pre-season. They've not turned up. They've got more maybe South American players because they've been away on international duty a lot of the summer. We also had the Gold Cup. We had Ricketts and Torres away. As Mailton finds Ricketts into Carlos Torres. Just puts it over the bar. It was a good chance that. But I can't complain too much. We've had 3 shots on target. Scored 2 of them. And it's been a really comfortable half so far. But we know the quality PSG have got. We know they're going to go attacking. And we know they're going to get options in behind. Particularly Erling Haaland up front. As Davis gets it on the left for them. Runs down in behind. We don't want to concede before the break. It's to the back post. It's a header for Jose. And it's off the post. Chauvin clears it away. But Ricketts can't hold it up. Wolf finds Jose again. Almost got a goal back there for PSG. As it's out to Porro on the right. It's just about sniffed out. And at half time, it's going to be 2-0, is it? We've got a throw with Chauvin on the right. A chance to get a third. Coronel to Torres. Into Ricketts. Shots blocked and cleared by Porro. If we get a third, I'll start to feel confident. But until that point, PSG have always got a chance. What a start, though. Mailton with a brilliant goal. It was a great team move. And then an assist for Carlos Torres' tap-in. Half time, we've created loads. We've looked absolutely brilliant. Now let's get into the second half. See if we can keep it up. Am I fair to say that Moreira has changed by being in that attacking role? He's not got the best performance himself. But is it pushing the team forward? I think I might be jumping to conclusions there. Maybe it's just Mailton being a superstar. As Delgado clears downfield for Torres. Got Ricketts in support with him. Goes back to Coronel. He finds Ricketts in one-on-one with Donnarumma. Goes round him. We're in dreamland. This team is absolutely brilliant. We look rock solid at the back. We've got the best number 10 in the world. I'm going to say it. And without our best striker, we've got 2 that are scoring goals. This is the best squad depth I have ever had in one of these saves. As Moreira picks the ball up deep in his own box. Goes long downfield to Ricketts. It's a perfect pass. Ricketts has Torres in support. He goes down the left wing. Cuts back to the edge of the box to Moreira and Coronel. Had support but goes all the way back to Hannafan, who finds Coronel again. To Carlos Torres. Inside to Mailton. Just wide of the post. I mean, we're basically in training ground mode here. It's an absolutely brilliant performance. And German Moreira, unfortunately, is going to ruin it by having to come off. As Alphonso Davies gets down the left to the byline. In towards Jose. Zarouk heads away with a good header. Porro gets down the right though. It's not completely clear yet. Cuts it back to Wolf. Lovely turn inside his man. Finds Blanco. Blocked to Nusa. Into Jose. To Porro. That's a great finish. Into the bottom corner it goes. It's 3-1. PSG have a lifeline. We have been helped by the first Premier League game of the season being moved to Monday nights. We've got 5 days off after this. But Moreira still not going to do much longer here, is he? It's out to the right for Coronel. On a booking. Goes back to Chauvin. To Hannafan. We need to get on the front foot again. Don't want to let PSG get a little route into this game. They've scored a goal, but can we get back on the front foot straight away? With Coronel to Arlan. Men inside of him, just finds Zarouk. He gives it to Moreira. Support left of him from Ricketts. Mailton's drifting into the box again. There he is. It's a wonderful save from Donnarumma. Cleared away by Davis, and we're going to make the first sub. I'm going to switch Coronel to the left of the midfield. Arlan in as the box-to-box. And I'm going to bring on De Vita as the holding midfielder. No idea how many subs we get in this. But at the moment, we're looking really, really strong. As Mailton's got a free kick straight into Donnarumma. Not sure why we needed to see that. But I'm sure he'll roll out from the back and PSG will push forward. He's taking his time about it though, considering they're 2 goals down. Long towards Haaland, who gets there. Zarouk heads away, only as far as Jose on the right wing. Cuts inside, beats his man. It's back to Porro. He goes inside to Federico Blanco. Looks like a good signing for them. Porro delivers. It's not over yet. John Moore makes a stunning save. Noosa cuts it back to Wolf. It's 3-2. We knew PSG were going to fight back like this. And I might drop my centre midfielder to support now. Just give a bit more protection to Delgado. And maybe think about a second change. Arlan will come off for the youngster Luis. We've got a quarter of the game to cling on. But PSG are fighting back hard. This is why they're the European champions. As Janssen plays out to Pedro Porro. Could we blow a 3-goal lead in a big game? Quite possibly, the way things are going. Wolf over the top to Davis. They've just gone all out attack. The fullbacks are overlapping. The midfielders are all in the box. It's a very hard job to stop them because we haven't got the defensive acumen to do so. As Jose picks it up on the right. If we survive this, I can see a tactical change incoming. If they draw level, they'll drop back again. It'll be really frustrating. Zaruk clears the ball to Delgado. Up to Ricketts. Can't even beat his man now. We are just basically camped in our own half. It's becoming very hard to deal with, and we've not really got an outball. As Davis, on the left-hand side, beats his man, gets to the byline, no real pressure on him, to the back post to Jose, hits the post, and the rebound's in for 3-3. Maybe we don't look solid defensively, because this is the stage where they're just throwing 8 men forward, and it's the complete gun-ho attitude that we can't deal with. They'll drop back now, and it'll be a lot easier. But we've blown a 3-goal lead, and from all the enjoyment of the first hour, it's gone very wrong very quickly. I'm going to encourage the lads because they look out on their feet. We got any subs left? We have, so we can make a couple more in a moment. As Davis gets down the left, he's causing chaos. Haaland hits the post. Jose keeps it in on the right. It's back to Pedro Porro. If we could just find a way to get forward and nick a lead, I would be able to go to a back 5, but here we look more likely to concede a 4th, to be honest. Long ball towards Ricketts downfield. Nobody's there. And we tend to go, I'm going to make more subs. Coronel's knackered. Shane Leacock will come on for him. All 3 subs have been made. Nothing more can be done. But with 5 minutes to go, we've got the ball at the back. We just need to settle down and get our foot on the ball. We're now just hoofing it forward aimlessly. And PSG, look, to be fair to them, they're dominating the wide areas. They can see we're playing a narrow tactic. But when the ball's getting in the box, we're just not dealing with it. And from 3-0 up, we're 4-3 down. And this is what happens when you play the best team in Europe. They throw men forward, and when they've got 8 of them just charging at you, it's impossible to deal with. Maybe we should have made changes at 3-0, but you would have thought the game was comfortable. You couldn't see it forthcoming. And unfortunately, it ends in disappointment. What a game of 2 halves that was. When PSG went all out attack, we still didn't have the means to cope. But our star centre-half is making his debut. We were missing our star striker. And my word, did we give them a scare. A great day out, but no trophy. The European Super Cup will be lifted by Paris Saint-Germain. First trophy of the season to the French side. They were the favourites pre-match. But now we have to focus on the Premier League and trying to get in the top 4 again, as well as making our Champions League debut. Let's go and have a look at the schedule. Well, after that second half disappointment, we look at when we're going to be back, and we've actually got a bit of a problem this season, which is we have a really tough start to the Premier League campaign. The 3 sides that finished above us, we face all of them in September, as well as our first 2 Champions League games, our first Carabao Cup game. We've got a tough game at home to West Ham on the opening day, and in October we face Chelsea and Arsenal. So it's not really till November we've got a nice little run in the league, which is going to make this very difficult. We are, though, going to be back for the game the day after deadline day. Last season's champions Manchester United, the club that tried to take us away from Hemel Hempstead in the summer, and the side that have also been showing interest in Mario Ricca. We'll be back for that. We'll be back for the closing of the transfer window, and hopefully a good start to the Premier League season, because although PSG beat us in the end, we showed some real quality against a top-class side, and without 2 of our first 11 as well. So if you did enjoy this episode, a thriller in the European Super Cup final and some big transfer news, possibly the biggest in this save, then please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. Links in the eye above to the Helsingborg save, the head coach, the Twitch channel, football podcast and merchandise store too. But above my head now is the Helsingborg save, the start of the second season. And I'll see you here again in a couple of days' time for deadline day and Manchester United.